All right, guys, good morning. Welcome aboard to the morning note. Starting a little early this morning because I have babies running around in the house. This is my little nephew, MJ. Just another day in the neighborhood. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, July 26, 2022. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Starting a little early because I got to feed this little one here in a second, so before the market opens. So might as well just rock it out now, right? All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. Dow is down 123 points, Nasdaq down 73, S&P down 0.42%, Russell down 0.32%. I've been watching futures pretty much all night, and pretty much not much is going on. We had some headlines, sure. We're going to go over that here in a second, but again, you can see that trend line still relatively holding up. Give me a second. Let me get him this little thing. Kids love the weirdest things. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Crude oil up 1.75%, 98.39 a barrel. $3.18 for gasoline futures up 2.22%. Gold futures are flat, 17.17. Silver futures up 0.53%, 18.42 an ounce. Euro dollar is down 82 pips, 101.36. Dollar yen down 15 pips, 136.49. All right, take it easy. Bitcoin futures are down 4% at 21,000. 21,010. 1391 for Ethereum futures. We broke below 1,400, down about 7% this morning. Copper futures are up 2%. TNX 10-year yields are down 2.738% is where we are. Dollar index got a nice spike. You could see 107.09. And then VIX is up 2.65%. We'll take a look at both. So let's go and take a look at the VIX. Okay. First things first. The only position I have open with the team right now is QQQ puts. And again, we talked about this head and shoulder yesterday, and we expect a little more downside. Okay, I know he's excited to short too. 297.39 is my first level to break. By that time, we should be right around 20-25%. But really, the main target I'm looking for is around 296.84. We did get some earnings this morning. Let's go ahead and go over them together. UBS reported earnings. UBS misses expectations. CEO cites one of the most challenging quarters for investors in a decade. Let's see. McDonald's reported $2.55 on EPS versus the $2.46 estimate. This is all on Twitter. 5.72 billion in revenue, missed 5.89 billion was expected. Global same-store sales up 9.7%. Domestic same-store sales up 3.7% year over year. International operations same-store sales up 13%. McDonald's adjusts fiscal year 22 operating margin 40% range because of charges related to Russia exit, prior low to mid 40% range. Cuts fiscal year 22 capex 2 to 2.2 billion, prior 2.2 billion to 2.4. So again, more kind of cuts in terms of kind of preparing for the worst. Again, we wanted to see those forecasts drop. Coca-Cola, 70 cents EPS versus a 67-cent estimate. That's a beat. 11.3 billion versus 10.7 billion. Raises fiscal year 22 revenue and EPS outlook. Sees 3-cent impact on EPS to comparable EPS from Russia exit. Raises fiscal year 22 guidance. Comparable EPS 14 to 15%. Organic revenue 12 to 13%. Shopify. Remember, they report earnings soon. They are about to lay off 10% of workers in broad shakeup, according to the Wall Street Journal. And let's see, is there anything else that I saw in regards to that? Most Shopify layoffs in recruiting, support, and sales. So again, not a good look, especially if you're in growth. So I expect more downside. Again, short term, not expecting long term. Nope. Hey. Okay. This has been my evening. So while looking at futures, I've been holding him. So all good. Apple price target cut 185 from 200 at Bank of America. And I don't know if you want me to stay quiet, Papi. European Union renews economic sanctions over Russia's aggression against Ukraine for further 6 months. General Motors also reported earnings. They were a miss, $1.14 versus $1.40 estimate. Revenue of 35.8 billion versus 36.5 billion. Affirms fiscal year 22 guidance of $6.50 to $7.50. The estimate was $6.81 So again, a beat on the affirmation of guidance, expected double revenue, 275 billion to 315 billion in 2030. Wow. UPS, another one, another earnings report. Excuse me. UPS reported $3.29, $3.14 estimate, 24.8 billion, 24.7 billion was the estimate. That's a beat. Affirms fiscal year revenue guidance of 102 billion versus 102.1 billion. Adjusted operation margin 13.7%. Prior revenue was 102 billion, and the operating margin was 13.7. So pretty much in line. This raises fiscal year 22 guidance again 30%. Prior was 30%. U.S. domestic packaging revenue 15.5 billion versus 14.4 billion. That is a mouthful. Plus, we have tons of other news that I posted on Instagram. Feel free to check that out. I also posted the info on I also posted the info on Instagram and on Twitter. IMF, International Monetary Fund, slashes global GDP forecast as economic outlook grows gloomy and more uncertain. Wow. So that's a lot. Let's go and answer some questions, and then we'll look at some charts. The little one is a precious addition of the morning report. Well, it's my nephew, so he's chilling right now. But yeah, he's been up pretty much all hours of the night. All good. Random question. But what is that wallet that you keep your crypto on? Yes, I got it on Amazon. It's called Trezor. Trezor. Trezor wallet. That's what you were looking for. That's what I have. Austin's asking about Boyle. I don't know what Boyle is. Pro shares, ultra something. I don't know what that is. Let me see. Ultra Bloomberg ETF. Let's go and take a look at that. Boyle stock. I'll put that on Google Finance. Oh, this is natural gas. Okay. Well, if you're bullish natural gas, this is where you kind of want to stay at. You on the daily, you have a little more upside to possibly 110. So I wouldn't invest in it. Maybe you could trade into it. You could always trade natural gas on futures, which is a little more expensive. And this has been an all-day affair with this little one, throwing things around, and I pick it up. Always, always, always. Let's go ahead and take a look at S&P futures. And you could see that trend line finally broke, right? That was we were holding for a while. We broke down 39.53. I had futures contracts entered at 39.50. I got out at 39.61 or so for about 11 points. Again, I knew that we were kept kind of testing that trend line to the downside. Let's take a look at Qs again. I know one more time. Again, I expect tech to be weaker. I know we have earnings coming up, but again, we're retesting or looking at some support at 297.39, and we will see if we get there today. So that's really the only trade I have up in terms of signals right now. And I think that's pretty much the best thing on the board as we're starting to get low volume, low liquidity weakness. Again, ahead of the Fed, ahead of a lot of earnings. So again, I think being short NASDAQ is probably your best bet or Qs. ¿Qué pasó, Bobby? ¿Qué pasó? Okay, Bobby. All right, sorry. Let's take a look at the volatility index together, the VIX. The VIX, we have that downtrend. We broke above that, as you know, broke out. We did fill this gap closely, actually, not really. 23.12, 24.10. We're at the 100-day. This could be resistance. This is when he wants me to shut up. 24.10 on the 100-day moving average. Let's take a look at the daily. Really, buddy? And again, kind of just this upward trajectory as you see on VIX. You could see kind of heading higher, but again, grinding still kind of flat. Again, VIX is just telling me that we just have low volatility and low liquidity out there. Bonds were bid today. I still own some TLT, as you know. And then let's take a look at some of the pre-market movers together. Let's see, General Motors this morning. They are down about a couple of, let's call it 40 cents right now, 34.07. Not much edge here to trade on GM. If you're expecting a boost, we want to break 35. And let me see if I can get him something to play with here. The calculator. I got it. He likes this. Here you go, Bobby. I'm back. I promise. This is not easy, obviously. So that's General Motors. Not a lot of edge. Okay. Okay, Bobby. Okay. I just don't want him to touch my ear pod. Okay. He just wants to be held, guys. All right. General Motors. Not much edge. A break of 35 maybe, but let's go and take a look at the daily. We're right at what, 3409 currently. And with that being said, we're pretty much right below the 50-day moving average. So let's go ahead and take a look at Shopify after their report. Well, not report, but they're reporting tomorrow or today. All this price action here is from that layoff report of about 1,000 workers. You got some support here around 31. But again, earnings is coming up, so we're going to see exactly what happens. I knew you were going to go for that. I knew it. I knew it. I know you just can't help yourself, buddy. And then we'll take a look at Coca-Cola. Again, Coca-Cola not the best to trade. Again, you're just owning it for the yield and stability, but a nice pop. Not much edge either. Let's take a look at UPS. We talked about with them and Amazon. Look at UPS today, logistics. We have a gap to fill here on UPS at around 180. Pretty close. Let's see if there's some volume on that. Maybe we can catch it. We'll see. If UPS continues to fall, there's the gap to fill at 180.35. Okay. Also, good morning. So is volatility VIX so low because they're having some really low volumes each day? Pretty much the volatility index, Austin, is the 30-day rolling period of calls. So again, if you're seeing a lot of volatility in terms of price action movement, up or down, the volatility index is basically saying it's all quiet right now. Even though, the futures right now are down, what, 0.38%? It doesn't even feel like we're tanking. Let's just call it for what it is. But as we know, that can change. And we still have to go by technical analysis and we still have to go by fundamental analysis. So I submit to you, what has changed in the past week? What has changed in the past 48 hours? We're still going to get a Fed hike. That hasn't changed. We may get a negative GDP growth. So again, we may have that official recession talk. Is that something you want to buy into now? That's why I haven't bought in any stock other than SpyG, which I do every week, buddy. Guys, sorry, you're the buddy. But yes, so looking at S&P futures, really, really, I'm gonna switch you so you don't touch my ear. Okay, there we go. Anywho, back to S&P. We'll go to take a look at SPY together really quickly. And again, here's your level that you're looking for, guys. If you want to short, SPY, you want to get below 393.10. If we do, I want to target the 390 puts. Okay, he doesn't want to short. He doesn't want to short. You want to go long? I get it, but not right here. You don't want to go long here, Bobby. So that's where we are. Alibaba. Let's go and take a look at that. Alibaba. They did report regarding Hong Kong, some Hong Kong news. Let's take a look at it. And now he's touching my hat. Baba, a little bit of a gap up, sure, overnight. Could we fill that gap to the downside? Yes, probably. Or if we break above 106.80, it's their calls to the upside. But again, as tech is getting a little bit more weakness in terms of the other indices, I wouldn't want to go long BABA here. We do have an upward gap to fill out 121.02. Okay. What do you want from me? I want my attention. So again, if we break above, let's say around 106.74, then I would want to play calls possibly to 110. But if we fill this downside gap, or if we break below 103.44, right here, this 100 day, then definitely I want to go and play puts down to around 98 strike or 99 strike for more downside. Again, it's just a gap up right now. And in terms of Qs, again, a little bit of a bounce. But again, guys, you see the volume falling since Friday. It's not much to do here. So Alibaba, a break of 106.74, sure. A breakdown of 103.44, I'm with it. But other than that, guys, it's all quiet in the Western Front. Remember, we have the Fed on Wednesday, and we have also GDP on Thursday. So yeah, we're just going to wait on that as we go. What is your target oil price for the end of the year? Well, if we get to 90, I want to go ahead and add more. But again, I do expect commodity prices to fall a little more by the end of the year. So I would probably go with around 100 to 95 by the end of the year. I think we kind of stabilize here around this level. I don't think we get a little any higher. Granted, we could have some craziness with Russia. If there's a war or something like that, another war, then yeah, all bets are off. But again, all things being equal, I think around 95 to 100 sounds about right in terms of crude oil. I still like energy stocks long term. If we get to around 90 on crude oil, then I will go ahead and add to my Chevron position. All right, guys. Best I could in terms of prepping you for the day. I would not try to rush into anything today, guys. We have Microsoft after the bell, so I probably wouldn't want to trade that as of right now. And I expect kind of low volume chop again as we wait for the Fed and wait for opportunities. So try not to go too crazy today. That's kind of my contention. Kind of watch and observe the dollar. We're going to watch yields and we're going to watch tech. Those are the main things. Volatility index, sure, we can watch, but again, it's been pretty quiet. So I apologize for having a little boy. He's a twin with his little sister. My wife is with the little girl. So it's both of us watching the twins for now, just for today. So either way, family comes first, as we know, and I will be working with my wingman over here. Have a great rest of your morning. I will catch you guys for the aftermarket recap. I know we have to end the video. Say goodbye, guys. All right. Have a great rest of your afternoon, guys. Have a good one. And I really didn't want to miss this video for you guys, even though I have a baby in my arm. I know you guys really enjoyed the prep and get you started for the day. Let's make it a great afternoon, a great session. But again, let's not take too much risk either. We have a lot of stuff going on this week. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you guys on Twitter. Cheers.